Sophie Cunningham conveys gut punch feeling of Fever loss without Caitlin Clark. The Indiana Fever fell to 2-3 on the 2025 WNBA season after losing to the Washington Mystics by a score of 83-77 on Wednesday. Of course, the Fever were not at full strength in this game, as this marked the first contest that star guard Caitlin Clark would be missing because of the left quad strain she suffered, and her absence was keenly felt by Indiana, as they didn't look nearly as smooth and fluid on offense as fans have come to expect when No. 22 is on the court. One player who clearly struggled without Clark dishing her the ball is Sophie Cunningham, who finished the defeat with just 2 points and didn't record a field goal while playing 20 minutes. Cunningham and Kelsey Mitchell spoke with the media after the game and conveyed how Wednesday's loss felt. "I think this was kind of a gut punch for us," Cunningham said after asserting that the team needs to turn the page about not having Clark because that's the reality at the moment. "We're gonna come back tomorrow at practice more focused, more energy. We know where we want to be at the end of the season, but we're not just gonna get there." Kelsey Mitchell later added, "We got punched in the mouth early. It's kind of humbling, because it goes to show where you need to be per the Fever's YouTube account." Indiana will look to bounce back from this loss when they play the still winless Connecticut Sun at home on May 30. Kobe Bryant triggers bold locker room ask from Indiana Fever as national reporter drops alarming signs around Caitlin Clark's injury. Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, or the newbies. Confidence had hardly ever wavered for Stephanie White's squad before their 2025 campaign. "Like every time we get on the court and we are practicing or we are playing pickup, we are like, I can't wait to get this season started," the 2023 No. 1 pick had expressed. The firepower was loaded, every lapse addressed. Championship contenders was a term being thrown around. But 2 weeks in the off-season limelight has begun to dim for the Indiana Fever. Power rankings are telling a different story than they did a month ago. However, if history tells us anything, this one from the NBA, they can bounce back, and it might depend on who steps up. After maintaining a streak of 185 consecutive games played, dating back to her college days, Caitlin Clark was shown a way to the courtside. As per reports, the reigning ROTOA is estimated to be sidelined for 2 weeks after suffering a quad injury, and things look bleak for the team, especially after the loss to the Mystics that pushed them down to 2-3. A natural transition here, shift of offensive responsibility to forward Aaliyah Boston. At least that is what Logan Murdoch can draw from his memory of the 2001 Lakers. "This reminds me of 2000 to 2001 Lakers season he started." Speaking of the Fever's situation, this was the second of the three-peat. It happened later in the season, but Kobe was out for like 15 games to him right before the end of the season. And you saw the offense immediately go towards Shaq, and then Kobe finds his way. And then they went against 15-1 to win the title, the reporter noted on the Ringer Diva NBA show with host Sirat Sohi. The Lakers were coming off a championship run that season, and both Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal were in their prime. But the former could only manage about 68 games after several minor injuries including hip and elbow bursitis. At one point, he was sidelined on a 9-game stretch, but the Lakers never let up. Not only did they finish 56-26, but they also went undefeated in the playoffs until Game 1 of the finals. Shaq, a dominant center then, had taken the offensive reins in his star guard's absence. And interestingly, both of them finished the season averaging 28.5 and 28.7 respectively.